How to crochet a sunburst granny square. I am using aran yarn with a 5mm hook. To start with, we're going to make our slip knot. You can do that however you prefer. And then I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to slip stitch into that first chain. And that is going to give us a little loop to work into. You can use a magic loop if you'd prefer. We're going to use a US double crochet for this first round. So to start with, we're going to chain 2, and that counts as our first US double crochet. And then we're going to do 15 more into this loop so that we've got 16 stitches in total. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And we want to do that 14 more times. So now what we want to do is slip stitch into the top of that chain 2, making sure we get under 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through both of those loops, and then we're going to fasten off onto our next colour. And I'm going to join it just before our slip stitch into the top of one of these double crochets. You can join this however you like. I'm actually going to just tie it. I know a lot of people don't like knots in their work, but it's completely up to you how you want to do it. Our next round is going to be puff stitches. And to do those, what we're going to do is chain 1. That does not count as a stitch. And for our puff, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. And we want to pull it up a little bit higher than we normally would, to get some height on the stitch. And then we're going to do that again, yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, once again, up to that same height, yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, and we will end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches on our hook. Now this next bit can be a little bit tricky, but we're going to yarn over and pull through all 7 of those loops. Make sure your hook is pointing downwards, so that it is the shape of those stitches, so you can just pull it through nice and easily. And there is your first puff stitch. Then we're going to chain 1 to secure that, and we're going to do that for every single stitch that we've got. So I've just done my last puff stitch just there, so I'm going to chain 1. And what I'm going to do is, rather than slip stitching to the top of that puff stitch, which is this one, I'm actually going to slip stitch into here, which is actually the chain one. So I just feel like it gives it a bit of a neater finish. And then we can chain 1 to fasten off. And we're just going to double check we've got the right amount of stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 puff stitches, which is what we want. We've got chain 1 in between every single one. So now we want to go ahead and attach our third colour in between 2 of the puff stitches. This is going to be the final round of the kind of flower part. This round is going to be groups of cluster stitches. So essentially we're going to double crochet 4 together between every single puff stitch. So to start with, we're going to chain 2. That doesn't count as a stitch. We're just getting to the height that we want. And now onto our cluster. So what we're going to do is yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over and pull up a loop as we normally would for a US double crochet. Yarn over and pull through 2, but we are not going to do the final yarn over and pull through 2, and we're going to do that 4 times. So essentially we want 4 stitches, but not doing the final yarn over and pull through 2 for every single one. So yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 2, yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, that's 3, yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 4. And then we're going to yarn over, and we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on our hook. We're going to pull through all 5 of those loops. And there is our double crochet 4 together. Then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to do it again between the next 2 puff stitches in the next chain space. So yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And we don't need to pull any extra height for these stitches either, like the puff stitches. Just do it how you normally would. So yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. that's 2, yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 3, yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 4. So yarn over, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 5, and then chain 2. So I'm going to do that all the way around, cluster between every single puff stitch, and then chain 2 between them, and I'll meet you at the end. So I've just done my last cluster, and I'm going to double check that I've got the correct amount. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 of the clusters with 2 chains in between each. So I'm going to do my final chain 2, and then slip stitch to the top of that first cluster. And then fasten off, ready to turn it into a square. So I've joined my final yarn colour between 2 of the cluster stitches in the chain space. We're going to chain 3. This is going to count as our first US treble crochet. Now we're going to do 2 more treble crochets in this space. So we're going to yarn over twice, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. And with these longer stitches, I find it useful to use my finger to hold the stitches together. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. I'm going to do that once more. So yarn over twice, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. And again, I find it useful to just hold them so they stay together. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to move on to the next space, and we're just going to do 3 US double crochets in there. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Twice more. And we're going to do that in the next 2 spaces as well. So there we are, we've got our 3 treble crochets, and then 3 doubles, 3 doubles, 3 doubles. Now we're going to come to a corner. So what we want is 3 more treble crochets. Yarn over twice, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Twice more, because we want 3 all together. And then for our corner, we're going to chain 2. And because this is a corner, our next group of stitches is going to go in the same space as the last group. I'm going to do another 3 US treble crochets. Let's just have a look at what we've got. So this will become our final corner when we get around there again. This is our side, and then we've got another corner here. So we're kind of just going to repeat this all the way around. So in our next 3 spaces, we want 3 double crochets, the same as we did on this side. So three. So we've done our 3 groups of 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. So we are at our next corner, which is the same as before. 3 US treble crochets, chain 2, and then 3 US treble crochets into that same space because it is a corner. So we're going to repeat that all the way around. So 3 double crochets in the next 3 spaces, and then 3 trebles, chain 2, 3 trebles, and then 3 more groups of double crochet, and I'll meet you to show you what to do at the end here. I've just come to the end. I've done my last set of 3 double crochets, and there are the 3 treble crochets we started with, and because we want that to be a corner, we know that we need another set of treble crochets in there. So we're going to do 3 more treble crochets. There we go, and because it's a corner, we need to do our chain 2, and then we are going to slip stitch to the top of that chain 3, making sure we go under 2 loops. Fasten off, and there you have your sunburst granny square. You can block it if you want it to look more like this one, and I do have a video on that as well. There you go, your sunburst granny square.